Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another terrifying Fright Night Friday. Yeah, so carrying on with my seemingly never-ending overview of my horror collection, today we're going to wrap up our look at the remnants of the horror VHS collection. Now, this one's going to be much more proper horror, not, I'm not going to sneak too many cartoons in there. But, yeah, basically horror movies. I've got, pretty good stack of horror movies. So we're going to take a look at those. And, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a longer overview this time. I got more movies than I do the stuff we covered last time. But, hey, you guys don't seem to mind if these overviews run a little bit long. So it's all good. Alrighty, so part 2, the epic conclusion of the VHS horror collection today on Fright Night Friday on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Okay, let's not waste any time. We got a lot to get through today, so let's head on down to the floor and check out the rest of the VHS horror collection. Okay, carrying on. First up, we have a couple of anthology horror films, both, interestingly enough, starring Gunnar Hansen. Yes, Leatherface himself. We have Campfire Tales. Once Upon a Time, You're Dead. Yeah, sadly, this tape doesn't actually seem to work. I popped it in the player when I first got it, and it never really functioned properly. It just wouldn't play. Basically, the tape's just all fucked. So, there you go. So, 1991 from KB Releasing. Yeah, Gunnar Hansen did a whole bunch of stuff like this. Just kind of, low-grade, low-budget horror stuff. So, this one, he's basically just the horror host kind of thing of a little anthology. And then he did another one called Freak Show, which is the same kind of thing. In this case, it takes place in a freak show, and each exhibit has its own little horror story to go with it. And there you go. So pretty cool. I do love me some anthology horror. I don't know if I've ever actually watched this. Well then, I should do that. And yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, you can tell this is from a low-rent place. I mean, look at all the tape they used for the movie. This is going to be like one of those EP lo-fi mono things, isn't it? Yeah. Front row entertainment. You can also tell just from the weight. You can usually tell the quality of the grade of tape from the weight of the cassette. That's something you can't tell with a DVD. What else we got here? Just some random stuff. Here we go. We got Stephen King's Nightshift collection, Volume 2. Now, I used to have Volume 1. This is Volume 1. I used to have Volume 2. I have no idea where Volume 2 disappeared to. And I'm ticked off about that because Volume 2 had the story I preferred. So, Volume 1 is The Woman in the Room. So these are basically short film adaptations of short stories from Stephen King's book, Nightshift. Other stories from Nightshift were adapted in the movie Cat's Eye, so most of you are probably familiar with that one at least. So anyway, these are fairly low-budget independent productions based on those short films, or short stories. And, yeah, I thought they were decent, I thought they were pretty good. But this one I thought was alright. As you can see, it's only 32 minutes. It's not, epically long. And these from Interglobal Home Video. I remember Interglobal did a whole bunch of horror films and such. I used to have way more stuff from them, but just because it was cheap. Now, cheap on VHS would be like $10 or $15, just so you know. I know the bargain bins are considerably more of a bargain now. Oh, and I just noticed, directed by Frank Darabont, no less. You see that? Frank Darabont. Yes, probably can't see because the focus is down here. But anyway, yeah, so the second volume was a story called The Boogeyman, and I thought The Boogeyman was much scarier. This one is more kind of psychological. I guess. And I don't know. I'll have to watch it again. I haven't watched it in a long time. I'd probably enjoy it more now. But my older, wiser years. Now, this one isn't strictly horror. I kind of classify this as sci-fi horror. Some people might consider it more sci-fi thriller, but whatever. It's fun, okay? And I like it. We have Tom Selleck in Runaway. Yeah, now this is on DVD. So I definitely, and probably Blu-ray, I don't know for sure. But I definitely like to upgrade this one because I just love this movie. It's so much fun. And you got Gene Simmons, yes, the Gene Simmons from Kiss, as the main villain in this. This is the first thing I'd ever seen him in other than Kiss. And I thought he made a great menacing villain. So it's basically about, Tom Selleck is a cop and he's trying to stop this guy using killer robots to kill people. So pretty cool. Good stuff. Let's see. Next up, this is kind of an interesting curiosity, little collector's item. I got Sticks and Stones, which is a Blockbuster, hey, remember them? Exclusive video of basically never-before-seen footage from the Blair Witch Project. So it's additional footage and, mockumentary-type stuff all ties in with the Blair Witch Project. And to my knowledge, the material that is on this tape is not on any of the other home video editions, which is why I keep it. So pretty cool indeed. I do love me some Blair Witch. Let's see. Next up, we'll do some of the snapper cases, the clamshells here. We got this one, The Executioner Part 2, which I believe just got a Blu-ray release, actually, so I'll definitely be upgrading that. I've never seen The Executioner Part 1, but and I don't remember anything about this. I remember watching it and enjoying it for what it is. I love these covers. I mean, that's just like such a badass cover, you know. You look at that, and this is what it was like in the 80s and 90s. You would see these covers on the shelves like, wow, that looks so awesome. And then you'd rent it and bring it home, and it would be like the lowest budget piece of shit you'd ever seen. And you'd realize you'd been duped by that awesome cover. And if we take a look here. Oh, from The Entertainer. There we go. Yeah, awesome. Pretty cool. And actually, so I was showing you. I've been forgetting to show you the innards, haven't I? So Sticks and Stones, Blockbuster exclusive. Nice, heat-pressed label there. Very nice. Runaway. Now, this is interesting. With the Columbia releases, they would have just sort of this generic spine on one side, but then they'd have the actual, like, proper movie logo on the other side. So, needless to say, this is the side I would always have out. I used to have the Ghostbusters release that was done like this. It would have been, I guess, the first release of Ghostbusters. So, it actually has a flap that folds down, and then you take the thing out. Yeah, see? Now look at the label here. You can see that this is old and it's got all funky and stuff, and they even put one there. Now this is something that was abandoned by most companies later, I guess to save money. And look at that. I still have the original proof of purchase. Original proof of purchase tag there. Pretty cool. So I can prove that I own this VHS tape. So if there's ever any question, I have proof, man. I have proof right here. Yeah, they do these proof of purchase things for, can I even slide this one out? Oh, yeah, okay, hold on. Some of the interglobal ones would use a flap as well. Oh, wow, here we go. Now there's some quality. Look at that label. That's amazing. Yeah, and then you can see these larger spools would be for ones that are like half an hour or an hour a lot of the time. Most of my Transformers videos of the original series, like single episode tapes, are the bigger spools like this. This, I think, was not EP or SP. I believe it was recorded in LP, which was in between. If you had, for example, a 2-hour tape, okay, like a T120 tape, SP would give you 2 hours, EP would give you 6 hours, LP would give you 4. So not as many machines supported LP. They could all play it back, to my knowledge, unless they were really cheap, I guess. But a lot of these interglobal ones were either, they weren't EP, but they were LP. So you'd get kind of middle of the road quality. rather than the better quality of SP. And here we we looked at that one already. Yeah. And then Campfire Tales. Yeah, Campfire Tales, again, fairly generic. Alright, so, carrying on. Clamshells. Oh, you're going to love these ones. We got King Kong. This was given to me, this was one of 2 videos given to me as a birthday present. I do have the other one as well. I'll show you in a moment. So, King Kong, not even, I mean, this is again, like, very generic. They just sort of had this, you know, template, I guess, for the covers, and they just stick a screenshot in there. If you're wondering if this is the cut version or the uncut version, honestly, I don't know. I'm assuming it's probably the cut version just because of how long ago it came out. I don't know when the uncut version was made available. 105 minutes, so I don't know, maybe it's the uncut version. I don't know. Rated 14, adult accompaniment. There's a Canadian rating for you. Yeah, I remember when I saw Big Trouble in Little China, for example, that was rated 14, adult accompaniment. When I saw Predator, which was rated R in the States, it was rated 14 here, so I was able to go see it in the theater. It's awesome. Wow, that's about as generic as it gets as well. I think it's even more generic than the other one. Movie hits King Kong. That's great. And then the other one I got was this one. Day of the Triffids. Now, this is the 60s movie, and this was the, see, my parents had seen the 1981 miniseries of Day of the Triffids, and I guess it was on a little too late. I couldn't watch it with them, or they thought it was a little too scary for me, or whatever. I don't know what the story was. But anyway, I wasn't able to watch it, and, but I was always interested in the story. Like, my mom had the paperback, which actually she gave to me. I now own that paperback. And so I'd always been curious about this story. By the way, if you read the back here, it completely blows the end of the movie. Like, it tells you the entire freaking plot of the movie, including the ending. So don't read it. Well, unless you want to. It's entirely up to you. I don't even know if you can. Can you even read that? I don't know. Whatever. So, you know, we don't want any spoilers, because spoilers are bad. So don't read this, because if you read it, it will spoil the entire plot for you. All right. Yeah, I remember I was trying to hype up this movie to a friend of mine. I'm like, yeah, just, you know, read the back a bit, and, you know, you'll see, like, just how awesome this movie is. So he read the back and all the way down to the end, and he's like, oh, well, now I don't have to watch the movie. I'm like, damn it! So this is pretty cool. It's Doctor Who fans may be interested to note this actually, one of the stars of this is Carol Ann Ford. And the movie itself, when did it come out? Was, of course, this is so cheap it doesn't even tell you. It's in color, awesome. But it was like 62 or 63. It was actually around the same time she did Doctor Who. I think it was shortly before she did Doctor Who. So it's still, you know, the young, gorgeous Carol Ann Ford. So check that out. Next up we have The Dead Don't Die, which, yeah, I don't remember anything about this. I know I've watched it. We got, with George Hamilton and Ray Milland. Oh my God, we actually got some A-list actors in here. That's pretty cool. So we check, what do we got here? I have no idea what this is. When there's no more room in hell, the Says will rock the earth. Jeffrey Says. What the fuck is this? Is this like from an eBay dealer? Below is a Jeffrey Says related trivia question. Answers can be found on our website, jeffreysays.com. Just write down the answer in the space provided. All correct entries will win a free gift and player's point that can be used. What the fuck is this? I don't even know what this is, and what is it doing in my video? So apparently you can send away for the Bag of Death home game. There you go. I have no idea. I don't know what this is all about. I'm going to set that aside. So anyway, this is from World Vision Home Video, another El Cheapo video release company along the lines of Interglobal. Their covers are less tacky, though. So we got The Dead Don't Die. I don't even know. This is on This is on DVD now, actually, so I'll probably upgrade that this time. This one I know is on DVD. We got Creature, which is, gee, that's not a blatant Alien ripoff. Yeah, as far as the Alien ripoffs go, this is actually one of the better ones. Obviously fairly low budget, but some pretty cool creature effects and whatnot. Good times. Creature effects in Creature. And it's got Klaus Kinski in it, so there you go. Gotta love some Klaus Kinski. So this is from Media Home Video. Media Home Video also was the company that released all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies on VHS back in the 80s. How the heck do I even get into this? Do I open it from the bottom? Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on. I'll find it. There we go. So we got... Oh, yeah, that's great. Good job, Media. Oh, apparently I did not rewind it after watching. Did I even finish watching it? Did I just turn it off partway through? Was it that good? I don't know. Anyway, clearly needs to be rewound. I honestly don't... I don't really remember anything about it. It's been so long since I watched these. Oh, here we go. This was actually sent to me by fucking A while ago. Not strictly horror, but obviously peripherally related. We have Ghost Dad. Yay! Which I actually do have on DVD now. So there you go. Ghost Dad. Hooray. I love some Ghost Dad. Yeah, he sent this to me. I don't know, it was on Stickam. We had like a big conversation about how much we loved Ghost Dad. And he's like, oh my god, I thought everybody but me hated Ghost Dad. I was like, no, I love Ghost Dad. And he's like, awesome, I'm going to send you Ghost Dad. I'm like, okay. So when he sent me another package, he sent me Ghost Dad on VHS. So there you go. Here's another one that I know is on DVD. I have to upgrade it. We have Mountaintop Motel Massacre. Yeah! This one I actually do remember a fair amount. I remember really enjoying it a lot. It's basically about this this crazy lady who runs a hotel up in the mountains and has secret passages under the cabins to go from cabin to cabin, and she just basically goes nuts and kills everybody. Awesome. Basically axe murder in the mountains. Gotta love it. So yeah, pretty cool. I enjoyed this. I would definitely upgrade it. Would watch again. Oh, from New World Home Video. Wow. They did a lot of cool stuff. They were the ones who released the Hellraiser movies on VHS, actually. And actually owned Marvel Comics for a very short period of time. Now we have The Power. Yes. Now this is a pretty big deal, and there's definitely a reason I keep this. First off, it's not a bad movie. Well, I enjoyed it anyway. It was entertaining enough. And again, don't remember much about it. It's been a while, but I remember liking it. So yeah. But the other reason is I don't know if this has changed in recent years, but for the longest time, this was not available on any format other than what you see. It was only available on VHS. No DVD release, no Blu-ray release. As I say, that may have changed since. Oh, and no label, apparently. Is it in there? So no, it's completely gone. All right. So no label whatsoever. We've got The Power, little label on there, so we know it's the right tape. From Vestron Video. Now, Vestron released a ton of stuff in the 80s. They were like one of the go-to ones. In fact, when you see those sort of mock VHS company logos on things, more often than not, they're mocking the Vestron logo because they just seem to have everything. But, yeah. Next up, we have Screamers, which I know is on DVD now. This is from Embassy Home Entertainment. I remember this one was kind of a big deal because of the cast, actually. One of the main characters is Richard Johnson, who I remember from the original The Haunting. He was the doctor in The Haunting. But, yeah, so it's kind of an Island of Dr. Moreau type of thing. Again, don't remember much, but I remember enjoying it. This is such a misleading cover. I mean, it looks like some kind of weird, alien, skinless humanoids coming to eat your face off. They're men turned inside out, and worse, they're still alive. Yeah, whatever. I don't even know if there is anything that looks even remotely like that in the movie. I recall feeling a little misled. But yeah, not bad for sort of an Island of Dr. Moreau wannabe. Here we go. Now this, if you watched my DVD Blu-ray overview, you'll know I have the complete series of this. But prior to that, all we had was a few random episodes on VHS. So we've got Monsters, The Fever Man, and One Wolf's Family. So just a single tape, 2-episode volume, and that's it. That's all we had. It's all I had. There was a few volumes released like this, but nowhere near the complete series. So it was great that they finally released the entire thing. Oh, and look at that, from good old World Vision again. Weren't they a famine relief company? I swear there was a famine relief company that went by the same name. And I'm pretty sure proceeds from the sale of these videos did not go to any kind of famine relief. So obviously similar, related in name only. Oh, here we go. This is some good times here. We've got The Boogeyman. No relation to the movie, the other Boogeyman that came out a few years ago. No, this is from, like, when did this come out anyway? This is from... who the fuck knows? It, again, is so cheap that they don't even tell you the year of the movie. I think it was like late 70s, early 80s. Anyway, we have The Boogeyman. So, yeah, not a bad... like, this one actually wasn't bad. It was a decent enough, kind of supernatural horror movie. The most dense description on the back of the box imaginable. Can we even get a focus on that? Kinda. There. There we go. Pause that and read that, and then you'll know everything you need to know about the Boogeyman. Whoops, sorry. Anyway, yeah, so there you go. So I guess it was, moderately successful enough because there was a sequel from, oh my god, that's not VCI. No, that's VC2. What? VC... oh, VC2. I see, it's a V, a C, and a C. Wow, did they, like, use up enough blank space on the cover for their shitty little logo? Like, seriously. So, the thing about the Boogeyman 2 is, I swear, literally half the movie is telling the story of Boogeyman 1 in flashback. So, it's like half the movie, you're seeing the first movie again, and the second movie, it's like just people talking over dinner and the waiters listening in on their story, something stupid like that. So this is 1983. Yeah, so I guess the other one was early 80s, like 80, 81, something like that. But anyway, and then it's not until like the last 20 minutes of the movie that you actually get into some new story and some new things happening. So a very disappointing sequel, which of course I will be upgrading on DVD or Blu-ray at some point. Yeah. In fact, I think there's a double feature. Oh wow, look at that. Look at the label. That's actually a really snazzy label. I mean, it doesn't fit the thing at all, but look at that, like a full freaking color label. How often do you see that? Like, let's get a zoom on that, shall we? There we go. Look at that. Full color label. That's insane. That's like the nicest label we've seen yet. That's crazy. That is just crazy, man. All right. Anyway. Awesome. Oh, and look at that. Even on the spine of the tape. It's like this full color label. Wow, how come they did such a nice job on the stickers, but then just such a shitty job on the box? Like, serious? Like, even it's a wraparound shit bar. I mean, like, half of it doesn't even have anything on it. It's just blank. This tiny little... yeah, anyway. Alright, so next up, wow, obviously I haven't watched this because it's still sealed. I have Retro Puppet Master. Yeah, there you go. Probably never going to unseal this because it's out on. They're all out on DVD now, so or Blu-ray actually. I think they're putting Blu-rays out of them, and there's like a Puppet Master collection that has all of the Puppet Master movies. So yeah, there you go. So Retro Puppet Master from Full Moon. This cover I remember seeing on the shelves a lot, and it always just really struck me for some reason. So we have DEFCON 4, Defense Condition 4, if you don't know what that means. And I'm guessing a Canadian production, because we got Maury Chaykin, who is a Canadian actor, Kate Lynch, and Tim Choate, all of whom I'm pretty sure are Canadian actors. Yeah, I remember seeing this like a million years ago. I don't actually remember a damn thing about it, but I might have to just pop this in the player and give it a watch again. I'm pretty sure this is out on DVD by now, but I mean, look at that cover. That's just awesome. Like, I love the fact that even low budget piece of shit movies would get the most awesome painted covers. You know, just making them look so cool. Awesome stuff. Love it. Oh, this is from New World Video as well. They list it as action. I don't know, does that look like action to you? That looks like sci-fi/sci-fi horror to me. Yeah, so New World Video. New World Video's labels were simple but classy. You know, they look nice and classy. Nice classy font on there. And that's kind of worn off, obviously. But there we go. So, only two left. We've got Time Walker, which I know is on DVD, because I think Skinslip watched it recently and he thought it was horrible. But yeah, Time Walker, I remember seeing this many, many years ago, and it ends on a cliffhanger with a to be continued. So clearly they had meant to do, or they had intended it to be a series of movies, but it was just so horrible and did so poorly that they never did any more. But yeah, I always kind of liked this this cover. But basically, it's about like an alien mummy with a glowing chest thing that kills people or something like that. Anyway, yeah, I thought it was all right when I saw it when I was a kid, because it wasn't particularly scary. But yeah, I don't know what more I can say about it. Time Walker. So this is from, who released this one? This is from Charter Entertainment. Yeah, never heard of them. This may be the only thing they ever released. Who knows? Charter Entertainment. There you go. A company formed exclusively to release Time Walker on video. No, I'm sure they did more than just this movie. And last but most certainly not least, we have The Vampire Interviews. Yes, this is something I picked up in the 90s when I was really heavy into the goth scene and into vampire lore. I was collecting a lot of the Vampire the Masquerade novels and some of the game books and stuff. There you go. So basically what this is interviews with people who either claim to be vampires or claim to have had encounters with actual vampires or live a vampire-like lifestyle, like drink each other's blood and things like that. So there's some interesting people in this video, I have to say. Put out by Rhino, no less. This is not like a low-rent release. This is put out by a reputable company. So we do have interviews with, famous movie vampires, actors such as Bela Lugosi, Christopher Lee, John Carradine, and Peter Cushing. But in addition to that, we have the interviews with the people who claim to have seen or be vampires. Regarding the editing of said interviews, I thought it was really terrible, to be honest, because I found the stories that the interviewees were telling really interesting as vampire stories. But here was the thing, is they had basically three people that they were interviewing, and each of them was telling their respective story, but they would intercut between the three. Like, they would say a few words and say a couple things, and then they go to the next person. They say a couple things, and they go to the next person. And they just keep going back and forth between them. And I actually wanted to rip the thing and re-edit it to have just each story from start to finish, back to back. I think it would be much more digestible that way. Yeah, so anyway. There you go. The Vampire Interviews, and that's where we end our look at the VHS collection. Needless to say, I used to have a lot more on VHS, but as DVD, Blu-ray, and Laserdisc kind of took over, not necessarily in that order, the collection was purged over time. Sold a lot on eBay, sold a lot to pawn shops, And this is All That Remains. And there you have it. That is All That Remains. A moment of silence. That's long enough. Yeah, so some pretty cool stuff in there. Some obscurities, some rarities. A few that actually haven't even come out on DVD yet. So what's up with that? I mean, with all the collector's editions and obscure movies getting the deluxe treatment, I'm really surprised that there's still a few out there that have their fan base that only exist on VHS still. So go figure. Anyway, that is it for this week's Fright Night Friday. What lies in store next week, you wonder? Well, you'll just have to wait and see. Alrighty. So I'd just like to take a quick moment to thank my Patreon sponsors. Thank you very much, Patreon sponsors. I appreciate all you guys and gals for helping support the show. That's awesome. You're definitely helping to give me the opportunity to do this a lot more often, and just give you more variety of content, and I really appreciate that. Big thanks to Kyle Pellegrini, still my highest level sponsor. Really appreciate the ongoing support there, dude. You're awesome, and big thanks to everybody else as well. That's great. I really appreciate that a lot. So please consider becoming a sponsor. You're only helping the show to grow, essentially. So alrighty, that is it from me to you for now. So until next time, on Fright Night Friday next week, thanks for watching, and sayonara. Welcome back. Fuck you.